Welcome to the King Abdullah Financial District in the futuristic city of Riyadh as it plays host to the 16th and final stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour. With bustling markets, cultural landmarks and very warm hospitality, it serves as the perfect location to serve up one remaining golden ticket for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix. We're excited to be in Riyadh for this stage, and it's exciting to start the stage with a very familiar face, a man that we know all too well, as we welcome Peter de Vos into the studio. Peter de Vos, welcome. How's your time in Riyadh been?
Very good time, very good weather. So at home it's not so good. So I'm happy to be here in the sun.
We get some warm weather in Riyadh always, which is nice. Talk to me about Primo. Looked really good in Rabat in that second round. Tell me how Primo feels here tonight.
Yeah, Primo I think is in very good shape. He jumped very well already in Rabat, and then again here at the first round of the qualifier for the Grand Prix and the second round of the team. I was fourth. Jumped really safe and a very solid round, I think. It's a very clever and smart horse, and I can really rely on him. Hopefully today we can do another good job, but like always, it has to happen again. Huh?
I saw you earlier on take a look. We haven't walked the course yet, but I saw you just take a look here. May have been a bigger eye that you opened up. Tell me about, without having walked it, what are you expecting here tonight? I get the feeling this is going to be quite the challenge this evening.
I think they know it's the final stage, and I think they're going to take everything out of the closet today. And what I see here on the first side is that it's really big. A lot of delicate things, but also very big fences. And okay, I think it's normal. It's a final stage, final ticket to to win for the Super Grand Prix. There's been a very long season, and one more time, have to give everything today.
Let's talk about that LGCT Super Grand Prix. You've been there 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. You are very familiar with Prague. You have had the opportunity to be there many times. Knowing that today is a final opportunity, how important is that then to be perfect tonight? Talk to me about the importance, the significance of jumping in that Longines Global Champions to a Super Grand Prix.
To be honest, it's an unbelievable experience to go in there in the Super Grand Prix. The presentation of the riders, it's a bit like you're presented a bit like stars, and it's a very special feeling over there. The crowd is very short on you into the ring. It's a very special atmosphere, and I've done it now 3 times, and to be honest, I would really like to do it again.
Another special moment for you. I don't know if you've done the maths on this, but are you aware, based on the good season of consistency that you have had, that by the end of the night, depending on a good result, you can still get onto the podium at the end of the entire season, by the way. So I want to get your thoughts on what that can possibly mean for you in your career.
I actually didn't know about that, to be honest.
True. A good result tonight can see you finish top 3.
I know. I'm not going to think too much about that. I'm just going to focus on my round, and I rely on my horse. I have a good confidence in him, how he jumped first day, and I think it's very important to be concentrated now the next hour and do my job, and then hopefully everything you're telling is coming true. But
golden ticket, podium at the end of the night. There's a lot that can happen here. Talk to me about the qualifier. You go really late today. I think it's 37th, so you had a really strong qualifier. How much do you take out of that for tonight? How many lessons can be learned, or is this kind of do you scratch the paper clean and have to start fresh, or is there some value in that qualifier?
I think the qualifier was tough. It was a very big round. I think all over the year for me, the second round of the team here, the qualifier was one of the biggest. It is also very hot weather here. It takes also a lot from the horses. Nobody really thinks about it, but it asked more than on a normal weather conditions. And then it was a big class. We had to go clear, a lot of pressure on for the team and everything. So it took already a lot. But okay, hopefully they could recover one day, and hopefully we are fresh again for today.
A lot of exciting possibility for you tonight. So best of luck to you and Primo. Peter de Vos getting ready for tonight's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. A podium possibility, a final golden ticket for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix for a man that has been there many times before. He knows the value of that ticket, and tonight serves as a 16th and final stage for all of the riders to get their hands on that ticket. Let's remind you as to where we find ourselves with a very familiar face. Dan Strange takes us around the special showground here in Riyadh.
Welcome to Riyadh, the capital city of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And whilst the Longines Global Champions Tour might be coming to an end, what a vibrant, special city for us to close things out with the LGCT finals. And here is local rider Abdulrahman Al-Raji. Great to see you. How are you?
Thank you. Welcome to Riyadh.
Thank you. And Abdulrahman is going to take us on a tour.
Let's go.
We're in the VIP here and it's beautiful. And that's kind of been the theme this week. It's been such a beautiful show to come to. Give us an idea of the show jumping culture in Saudi Arabia and especially here in Riyadh.
Honestly, the sport is growing so quick, so fast. I'm surprised that we're hosting one of the best shows in the world with the best riders in the world, 30 minutes from my house. That's amazing.
How important is it for the city and for Saudi show jumping as well to be hosting, as you said, to be hosting an event like this, you know, the top class riders, top class horses here?
I think this is the answer of the new people that they came into the sport. Also the background where the activities they're doing for the kids, they're amazing. I think that's the main trick to pull more people into the sport. And obviously when you have more riders in the sport, you have a family behind them, and especially in Saudi with our culture, everyone, you have your cousins, your other cousins, your family, and everyone is coming to cheer for you.
It's been awesome to see the inspiration that you clearly are for everyone around here. You've had selfies with children as we walk past.
Yeah. You saw how the people are happy, they're smiling and they're enjoying. They're seeing the best riders in the world, the best grooms, best vets, best horses, and this actually educates them, puts the right idol in front of them to guarantee that we have a top next generation. And I am sure that the next generation will be 20 times better than Abdulrahman Al-Raji.
Talking about the best riders and best horses, let's go and have a look at the warm-up ring and see who's out there. So, Abdulrahman, what was it like growing up here?
Our culture is actually very open to each other, and we have cousins, families. When I started the sport, I actually started the sport with 12 of my cousins, and we end up with just me. So it's a community lifestyle here, and yeah, I loved it.
We see the architecture behind us, which is simply magnificent. How much better is the infrastructure now that they're getting through these opportunities?
I can't explain. I'm very jealous, honestly. I wish that I was in their place. Even the sports, not only the city and the things that are happening. Actually, the sport has so much support, and for the next generation. Now, imagine if I started the sport having the best riders in the world in front of me coming in my hometown. I had to fight for it to find it. But no, I think there is no excuse for the next generation. I think they have everything. For me as a rider, when I cross the start before even jumping number one, the whole area is so quiet. You can hear the drop of the pin. I love stress, and I love to work under stress, and this makes me so motivated to do my best. I always do my best, but when I come here, I want to do the things that I didn't do the whole year.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck. And Mark, let's hope that there's some surprises and not too much stress in today's Longines Global Champions Tour finals here in Riyadh.
I'll tell you what, Abdulrahman Al-Raji has a future in broadcasting when he decides to hang up his riding boots, that is for sure. Thank you for guiding us through this incredible venue. As he said, just 30 minutes down the road, how much development we have seen take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia over the last 5 to 10 years. It's remarkable to see the sport of show jumping increasing and gaining so much momentum at such an incredible speed. Before we dive too deep into Riyadh, before we talk about the course walk that is officially underway, and before we talk about the best 40 riders of the week all competing for tonight's big prize, let's remind you as to what took place in the previous stage, stage 15, as we flash back to the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat.
When I hear it coming up.
Welcome along to the capital of Morocco. Welcome to the Longines Global Champions Tour here in Rabat. Start with Ireland's Dennis Lynch.
You've been waiting for me.
Played a little bit sensible, and oh, it's gone. Has it now just got to run to the last? There's no reason to stop. One fence down, and as careful as he was being, coming down to the blue poles, now to the young star from Monaco. Just one fence left to go to set the standard in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat. At 19 years of age to jump a double cliff. Can he find the podium or higher? Andres Scow. Make the distance easy. But he has the back rail down. Anastasia still leads. Coming down towards the final fence. Clock ticks on. Jumps it clear. 45.59. He does indeed beat Dennis to go second.
Is this beyond your wildest dreams?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I was so happy to be clear in the first round. It was my first ever clear in a 5-star 160 Grand Prix, and also my first ever clear in a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. And I just went into the jump off. I mean, the lineup field of the 7 riders was really strong, and I had no expectations, just to do my best, and this is what dreams are made of.
I'll just keep dropping
You
it.
can only but imagine what that moment must feel like.
One of the most remarkable storylines to come out of this entire season is that victory from Anastasia Nielsen, winning the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat. And we will now see her in Prague in a couple of weeks' time, jumping the biggest class of her life in the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix. Let's show you what the rankings look like now post-Rabat. What brings us here to Riyadh? That becomes the big conversation, because albeit the fact that the championship has now been decided, the golden boy, Gilles Thomas, highlighted at the top of the standings there. There is a lot still to discuss, and if you look at the quality and what's below him, Harry Smolders, Christian Kukuk, Andreas Scow, Michael van der Vleuten, Scott Brash, Dennis Lynch, Peter de Vos, Simon de Lestre, Max Kuhner. It is literally a who's who of the world of show jumping, and what makes it even more remarkable is that all of them are here tonight, and they are all competing for tonight's top prize. But let's take a moment to just reflect on the season that Gilles Thomas has had, because we talk about all those riders. How is it possible then that this incredibly talented, exceptional 27-year-old Belgian has been the best of the lot? The season of Gilles Thomas needs to be a case study. Not only has he gone on to be victorious in the Global Champions League this week with Valkenswaard United, but it is the youngest ever Longines Global Champions Tour winner at just 27 years of age. The best results of his season, having him see the title be wrapped up in Rome a couple of stages ago. It is a season of dominance. It is a season of perfection. His top 8 scores of the season, of which, as we say, the top 8 is what goes towards your tally. Second, fourth, first, third, first. It has been podium after podium after podium, as we now welcome our fantastic commentator into the studio, Lieutenant Colonel Tom Freen, to give us a conversation. Before we talk about the rest of the table, Tom, let's talk about this young man. Let's talk about the year that he's had. We've spoken to so many riders about him. We've got their thoughts, their reaction. Seeing those numbers, seeing those performances amongst the field of riders that we just addressed, I mean, this has to be, I don't want to put the best season of his life on him already, but how do you top what this man has done in 2025?
He's just taken the sport to a new level, really. It's the consistency factor and the ability that he has to manage a team of horses. We all look at Hermitage Oclon and we think what a superstar he is. But he backs that up with a fantastic bunch of 9-year-olds, younger horses, and how he matches them in and out is extraordinary. His success here on the league has been, you know, out of this world, but the consistency. And he's riding with a confidence that really does help. And I'm a huge believer in confidence, particularly at any level, but particularly at this level. And I think when you have that kind of success, it breeds success. You have the confidence. When you can imagine when he looks in the gate and he sees what Uliana or whatever the course builder has built for him, he looks in there and he goes, yeah, I can jump this. Because
Absolutely.
Guess what? 2 weeks ago, I jumped a similar course at a similar height in another arena, another venue, and I was successful there. So that really must give you that strength of character and confidence when you go in there to know, you know what, I am one of the best and I can compete with the best, and guess what? Success breeds success.
Winning is a habit, and it starts to build that momentum. Well, it's not just about how we feel about Gilles Thomas. We asked some of the best riders here in Riyadh their thoughts on the youngest ever Longines Global Champions Tour winner.
With Gilles Thomas becoming the youngest ever Longines Global Champions Tour champion in 2025, everyone has been wowed by his brilliance. But we thought it was crucial to catch up with the veterans of our wonderful tour, who have been there and won most of it as well, to find out what they think about this seriously talented rider.
Absolutely, he's been incredibly consistent, incredibly talented rider, and his work ethic and these people he's got around him, his team, and obviously his horses are a fantastic group. So big congratulations.
He's very cool, cool in the head. He's a fantastic rider, like we saw yesterday also. They winning the GCL. There was some pressure there. He had to go, and they won the Valkenswaard United. So he's a top jockey, very talented, and a super string of horses.
He's an incredible rider. Always quiet, well focused, always with 2 feet on the ground, hard worker. So a lot of respect for him, and he's a fantastic rider to look at.
Gilles, fantastic rider, horseman, very professional, solid under pressure. Yeah, incredible rider and amazing season. He deserves every bit of success that he gets, and it's a testament to him and his whole team.
He's absolutely a high talent, but what I like best about him is that he brings up his horses on his own, and I think you can see that they're really a great team, and you can see that even though they're mostly young horses, they have a great partnership, and I think he's very down to earth and he's doing an amazing job. So I would also give my horse to him.
To receive that kind of praise from that list of riders just talks exactly to the season that Gilles Thomas has had. Tom, let's talk about the rest of the championship standings, because while Gilles has run away with the season, the rest of the podium, bearing in mind that tonight, the 16th and final stage, that end of season podium will now be decided. Let's show you what the rankings look like, because it's actually a very hotly contested fight, as those riders that are underneath him on the championship standings are all very much in for a shout here. And again, take me through the who's who here. But there is a lot of possibility for everyone on this list. Is that correct? Yeah, Harry's in second place at the moment. He's going to look to try and hold on to that. He actually has 6 scores counting at the moment because he hasn't been at all the leagues. So he can add tonight's score onto that figure, and I think that's probably the little bit of breathing space he's going to need to keep himself in the top 3. Christian Kukuk, obviously, he's brought Checker here, so he's going to use... And last man to go, outstanding qualifier. Look, we know what he's capable of. I watched Checker working here the other day. He looks absolutely outstanding. He's superb. He's in brilliant physical condition. He looks at the top of his game. He hasn't overjumped him recently, so I think he really has this in mind. He's going to try and put Harry under a bit of pressure to get the second spot. But for me, again, looking at this particular class, I think Christian and Harry are the ones fighting it out on the top. What I'm looking at is who's going to get the extra ticket as well. So there's a big fight here going on between Dennis and I think Andrea Scow and Michael van der Vleuten. And if you're wondering about the colour differentiation here, Gilles in gold, champion, absolutely. But from 2 to 9, those riders in white, by the way, the white in comparison to Max Kuhner in blue, all of the riders in white, in other words, from Harry Smulders down to Simon de Lestre, those riders in white have the possibility, points-wise, as you will see, a max points counter on the right-hand side. Every single one of those riders, depending on how tonight goes, has the possibility of finishing on the podium at the end of the season. So you talk about tight competition, you talk about small margins. Simon de Lestre down in 9th place with a good result today could still finish on the overall podium by the end of the night, and that is big prize money. As you mentioned, there is still an LGCT golden ticket up for grabs as well. We had Peter de Vos here earlier on. A lot of these riders want to finish on the podium for their prize money, but they know that tonight is their last opportunity to do so. These are all the existing riders. Yes, you have a point, I see? No, I'm just listening because it's exactly what it is. The competition is so tight. When you look at them, there's 1 point between 1 or 2 of them. The points difference is so little. And a single fence is going to throw that out the window, and that's what makes this the craziest of sports, because it's so tight. One man can have a fence, the other doesn't, and all of a sudden their points difference is evaporated. I think the riders are going to park this up for the moment because they've got to beat the course builder first. They've got to get through the first round, and then they're going to settle down and then see where they've got to be. They want to win this. They're going to be doing their very, very best. We're going to be out with our calculator and abacus at the end of this, trying to figure out exactly who's where. Harry's probably the one who's a little bit more vulnerable.
He's second at the moment. He's going to really be scrubbing hard to try and keep his nose in front, because Christian, obviously, with Checker, he's going to be looking for a podium finish here today as an individual. That gives him a lot of points and could push him ahead.
I hope at the start of commentary you take some time to explain what an abacus is to perhaps some of the younger viewers who will have absolutely no idea what Tom is talking about. An abacus, he'll explain that to you a little bit later on tonight, that's for sure.
When we get a chance.
But if Gilles Thomas is now the face of this new generation, what's quite frightening is that there are even younger riders behind him that are starting to perform at the biggest level. We spoke about Anastasia Nielsen winning the Longines Global Champions Tour of Rabat a couple of weeks ago. There are others that have got their hands on LGCT golden tickets as well. He is leading the charge of the future of the sport. Let's remind you and show you then some of those fresh faces, the generation, the new talents that are coming up in the world of show jumping. I'm thinking of riders like Edwina Tops-Alexander, Marcus Eining, Daniel Deusser, Ben Mayer, Christian Allman, Max Kuhner, etc. These riders would refer to Gilles Thomas as the next generation. Frighteningly, in that package there, we are showing a younger generation that are probably calling Gilles the old man. What a position we find ourselves in right now, Tom, to see these 19, 20, 21-year-olds competing on a Longines Global Champions Tour level.
I think that's just one of the big unwritten successes of the Global Champions Tour. It gives young riders an opportunity to compete at the highest possible level. And we've seen, you give these young riders a chance, you put them into the arena with their heroes and with their, and the superstars, they rise to the challenge. And this is a real example of that. Owners will invest in young riders. They will invest if their horse is going to get an opportunity. The trainers are out there. You can see the quality of the riding from all these young riders. Technically, they are so proficient. The young rider programs that have been developed around the world now are so strong. But the GCT allows these riders to have an opportunity to come and compete on a regular basis, and I think that's its big hidden strength.
I've had a lovely time chatting to you tonight. Thank you very much. Our commentator for the evening, by the way, Lieutenant Colonel Tom Freen. He's going to go walk the course. Then he will guide you through today's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riyadh later on this evening. Speaking of young talents, I took some time this week to sit down to the group of Philipparts brothers as they took a moment to talk about the incredible success and the breakthrough success of the youngest of the lot, Thibaut Philipparts.
So, Nicolas, Thibaut, Olivier, this has been quite a season for the Philipparts family. I'll start with you. Nicolas, how's it been for 2025? I'm sure the family is very proud of the season that it's turned out to be.
Yeah, I think we've had a great season. I mean, family-wise, Thibaut stepped up really on the global tour this year. He got his golden ticket for Prague, and I think Oivi, he's had a few good horses as well. Hopefully, he can qualify this week for that golden ticket. But I think overall, I think we've had a good year so far. Yeah.
Thibaut, how has the season been for you? Because you have your brothers complimenting you, talking about this great season. Have you registered how good a performance it's been from you?
No, for sure. It doesn't feel normal. I've been watching the global tour already for a very long time, since I was small. I watched my father winning in the global tour, watched my brothers winning. So I'm very happy to be finally able to jump into the classes and doing quite well. It's a dream come true.
Is he a better rider at this age than you may have been?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's developed very good the last 2, 3, 4 years. I mean, if you see, he sold a few of his horses. He came back with a few new horses. It's a bit our business as well, but it showed also that he could produce different horses and that he can ride with a lot of different horses, which is very important in our sport. And I think if he keeps going like this, it keeps Olivier and me very sharp.
Olivier, do you two have a an influence on what the young man is doing? Do you have a lot of say or interaction, or is he working strictly with your father? What is the setup like at home?
I think we all try to help him wherever we think he needs to. I think it's not something that we have to tell him to this or that. I think it's just now he knows very good what he has to do. I think it's just about some details, some changes that can improve things. I think sometimes because of a bit more experience, that we try to think that makes a difference for him, we try to help him with that. But I think if you see it's only the first year in the Global Champions Tour, I mean, second in New York, I'm qualified for Prague. So, I mean, we could not be happier for the first season.
What will your messaging be to Thibaut for the Super Grand Prix? What kind of words will you be sharing with him? What kind of advice, feedback can you give him as he approaches his first LGCT Super Grand Prix?
Well, to be honest, I think he just has to be confident. He's always been jumping good all year round. He got his ticket in New York is also because he's working really good. The horse is jumping very good, and I don't think you have to change much. I think just focus a little bit, practice a little bit on what the horse sometimes struggles a bit with or what it can still improve. But I think he's been doing very good this year and go with a lot of confidence there.
Olivier, is this a moment that you can capitalize and arguably make it arguably the most historic family moment they will see in Prague later this month?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'll give it a go tomorrow. I'll give the best I got. I mean, he jumped very good yesterday. I was second, so I mean, he's in good form on the end. I also know how hard it is to win the Grand Prix. It took me quite a long time to win one, so I know it's very difficult, but I mean, I'll make the best of it tomorrow, and if I won't qualify, I'll be there to support them in the Super Grand Prix, and I'll do my own thing in the team competition.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations for an outstanding season. Best of luck to you all three for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riyadh, and we hope to see all of you in the LGCT Super Grand Prix in the GC Prague playoffs later on. A wonderful 2025 season for an incredibly proud and wonderfully historic show jumping family, the Philippart brothers, joining us as we discuss the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riyadh and the LGCT Super Grand Prix in Prague.
What a season it has been for the Philipparts family. And let's just remind you, by the way, in case you are not so familiar with the family, that Ludo Philipparts, the father of those three incredibly talented gentlemen, Ludo Philipparts won the first ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix back in 2006. That is how deep the heritage goes. That is how deep the success goes. So from Ludo winning on the Longines Global Champions Tour, to now have Nicola as a winner, to have Olivier as a winner, Thibaut Philipparts now going to the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix. This incredible lineage, this rich line of family riding has just continued, and what a season it has been for them in 2025. But speaking of those riders, speaking of those that have qualified, there are a handful of very senior riders, very familiar faces that have not yet qualified for the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix, the likes of which are Daniel Deusser. Let's hear Daniel Deusser, a man who's been there before. Let's get his thoughts.
Daniel, someone who's had a golden ticket in the past, what would it mean to finally get a golden ticket this season at the last time of trying?
Yeah, to be honest, that was the goal during the whole season. So far, I don't have it. What would it mean? Of course, it's a big chance for the jackpot in Prague. That's what everybody wants to do. But it's still a long way, to be honest. I try to not think about the golden ticket. I try to think about my performance tomorrow, walk the course. Anyway, I will try to do my best, and hopefully it works out.
With 4 appearances in the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix, a LGCT Super Grand Prix without the likes of Daniel Deusser just doesn't feel right, does not feel right. And today, the big German, Double D as they call him, will have an opportunity to once again perform, to once again put his name in the history books, to once again find success and see if and when there is an opportunity for himself and Otello to go on and qualify here tonight with the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix golden tickets. He goes 24th, so shortly after the break, Daniel Deusser will be the first then to come out and have his opportunity in round 1. What are they going to be jumping? Well, that's the big question. Uliana Vizzani, course designer here in Riyadh, has put together what many are describing as a very big and intimidating course, as you would expect for the 16th and final stage of the season. Dan Strange, let's get some thoughts from the riders.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I'm in the arena with Harry Smulders. Harry, second in the championship. You've won 3 times already this season. We're by fence number 1. It's quite obviously a big course, but it's quite an open start as well. We're just going to walk 1 to 2. What do you think of the course?
Yeah, I think the lines are very fair, distance-wise, but I must say the fences are big, high, wide fences, so I expect enough faults today.
Bingo de Park, not the horse you've won on 3 times this season, but still a high-quality horse, as we always expect from you. How will this course suit Bingo de Park?
He's a very scopy horse, not the fastest horse, but he's normally very good in big tracks. So hopefully today is his day. He felt good earlier the week. We had 1 down in the qualifier, but I'm looking forward for tonight.
You've already got your golden ticket, so that takes some pressure off. But I know full well that securing second spot in the championship has been on your mind. You really want to finish as high up as you can. Do you feel any pressure with that tonight, or is it just go out, ride and do what you do?
I tried to find my technical part, of course, and I'm in the standings already higher than I expected. So it's going to be a bonus if I'm on the podium, because I have only 6 results so far. 8 results are counting, so it's already unbelievable that I'm so high in the standings.
Just before we came on air, you went back and walked from fence, I think it's 15, into the combination for the jump-off.
Yeah.
So you're obviously thinking ahead, as I know you do. What do you think of the jump-off course, challenge-wise?
It's a long jump-off, so I think also the course designer wants here and there some faults, so he doesn't end up with too many double clears. That's how it looks like today.
Harry, good luck to you. Thank you so much and best of luck this evening. Mark, back over to you. Harry's in confident mood. It looks like a big, long course, as Harry said.
What a season it's been for Harry Smulders. As he said, just the average points per stage that he has collected has been remarkable. Today, he jumps Bingo du Parc. He'll be 17th to go. Is there going to be another remarkable win for Harry Smulders tonight? We'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, the 16th and final stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour 2025 is next. We bring you to Riyadh.
Good evening. We're in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riyadh. We're here at the finals in this wonderful setting for the 2025 finals of the Global Champions Tour. We're getting ready for the culmination, for the last competition of the weekend, the last competition of the series, the 1m60 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Coming forward, we'll have 40 combinations, and what an exciting lineup we have this evening. We have 10 of the top riders in the league are here to fight it out for a massive prize fund. It is a beautiful, clear evening here. It is 26 degrees, 15% humidity, and an 11km/h wind. We are here situated just beside the King Abdullah Financial Centre. It is the most wonderful location, most fantastic setting. We've had 3 phenomenal days of competition. We had the Global Champions League here on the first day. We had beautiful classes, but look, our previous winners back here to defend their titles. Mikey Pender back in 2022. In 2024 we had Christian Kukuk. Who is going to put their name on the trophy? Will it be one of our already successful previous Grand Prix winners, or will we have somebody else adding their name and getting a golden ticket to see? We'll have to wait and see. We have 2 rounds of show jumping ahead of us. Juliana Vazani is our course builder this evening. We have a huge crowd gathering in the stands. We had a very exciting 1m45 speed class this afternoon that whetted everybody's appetite. We had a local winner. Abdul Al-Shabatli was a winner. He's the last horse to go. It's really exciting, but now everybody's going to settle down. This is the creme de la creme. These are the best show jumpers in the world at this moment in time, with some of the best riders. They've all fought it out. They qualified here on Thursday afternoon over a 1m60 track. Here we are. The overall standings at the moment. Shields Thomas is out in front. with 275 points. He will not be caught. He is our winner. However, Harry Smolders is in second place. Christian Kukuk is in third. Andreas Skau is in fourth. Mikhail van der Vleuten, he's in fifth. Dennis Lynch is in sixth. Scott Brash, seventh. Any one of the top 9 riders can actually get on the podium this evening, depending on how the results go in their favour. It is extraordinary how close it is. When you look at the difference in scores, it's nothing in it. We're going to have to jump a clear round first, and then when we get to the second round. This is our wonderful arena, 87 metres by 57 metres. We're under floodlights, and this is the course that has been set up. We have the first round followed by a jump off, 375 metres a minute, 13 obstacles. It's a 1 metre 60 track. We have 16 jumping efforts. We start here on fence number 1. Swing around left-handed, and this is a very emblematic fence. It's a big, tall wall with holes in the middle of it. Quite an eye-opener for the horses early in the track. Nice oxer coming across on a related distance, and now we loop back on ourselves. Depending on the time allowed, we'll decide whether the riders will go inside or outside fence number 9. Combination comes up early. So we'll see here from 4 to 5. It's a 6-stride distance. Nice and patient. The graphic catches it very well. There's a little bow on that line. And now the first part of the combination. The trademark Longines fence. 153 high, 150 wide. Then we have 2 strides, 11.1 metres. For oxer to oxer, that should be good. 153, 160 wide. That's such a big jump. 8.1 metres to a vertical coming out at 1 metre 50. Now we swing right-handed round the arena, maybe have time for a breath, and then back across the diagonal. And we have a vertical here with what I think is going to be a short enough 4 strides to a big oxer, followed by a bending line from 7 to 8, which should come up on 7 strides for these big striding horses. They're Grand Prix horses. Now, this is a difficult line. 8 around the corner. You can see you just pass off the pocket, and that Longines trademark fence again. Heading now to the second of the combinations. This is a double. Vertical in to an oxer coming out at 10A and 10B. 1 metre 60 going in. 8.2 metres. And then a wide oxer. 153 high. 1 metre 60 wide. And when you land, move up then from 10B to 11, 5 strides to a big tall oxer. We're not done yet. Up into the top corner. You've got to really get up there. This is a very difficult vertical. 3 blue poles, a little hedge underneath it, and now 5 strides down to the last fence. Big oxer on the way home. Plenty of room, shouldn't be a difficulty on the distance, but it's a bit about control and fatigue possibly setting in. Uliano has the man with the task of setting the challenge for us. He's been out here all day. He should be very happy. The jump-off class last night was tremendous sport. We really enjoyed it, our 2 classes. Our class earlier on today was exciting to the very, very end. And now you can feel the air of anticipation around the arena. And as we get a quick look at our start list now. First up, Emmanuel Gardiano, Esteban Dehu. He's going to be the first one out. He's a 12-year-old. George-Mate Capdevla and Chocolatto. We saw him jump 2 rounds on Thursday. Maria Gabriela Barguso. Jador Flamenco. She comes in third. Silibut Philippars. He has a golden ticket already, a previous winner. Guido Grimaldi. Sheikh Ali Khalid Al-Tahini's 5th. Eduardo Pereira de Menez, he comes in 6th. Moving down the order then, you can see Henrik von Eckermann, Mikhail van der Vleuten, Nicola Philipparts, Carla Pizzoni, Simon Delesque, Kim Emmen. All the way down then we get to Harry Smolders at 17. Emmanuel Camili. Mikey Pender comes in there, Andreas Skau, 3rd in the league at the moment. Jorne Spree comes in, Spree hot easy. Hans-Dieter Dreyer, John Whittaker, Daniel Dicer, number 24. He rides Otella Guidon, 25, Laura Triba on Memphis Ed. Then we look down, Max Kuhner, Ramsey Alham, Scott Brash, 29, Dennis Lynch, 30, Sophie Hinners, Emil Conter in at 32. Niels Brussels, 33. Then look, Gilles Thomas, the great Hermitage Cologne, our league winner, he comes in 34. Yuri Mansour, Abdulrahman Al-Raji, Peter De Vos, Jana Wagners, Olivia Philippars, and last to go on the great Checker 40Z, 47, Christian Kukuk, ranked number 4 in the world, ranked number 3 in the league. It's all to play for. Really are looking forward to what is in store. Time allowed is going to be influential, 99 seconds. That sounds like an awful lot, but it's a long way around. Let's see what our first rider can do, and we'll wait and see. So, trots into the arena, about to get underway. He's been busy all weekend. Unlikely to... We don't often see this man not get his nose in front. So, first up, Manuel Gardiano, Esteban Dehu. Just giving him a look around. He's going to wait for the bell, just has a quick look. Let his horse get a feel for the arena, just adjust to the lights. We saw this horse on the Thursday. He jumped the 155 class. He was clear in that, and then he pulled out Julius, his second horse, for the GCL2. He's just received the bell. He has our first competitor getting ready to get underway, and we need to have a real good look at this course and see what a challenge our course builder has set out for us, what options the riders are going to take. So we start over this decent oxer up in the far end of the arena. Swing left-handed, and this really tall wall, not very wide, but full up to height. And now swing left-handed to an oxer. 8 strides down there. Now he's got to push wide here, outside fence 9. And now get straight, and then he's head up to the combination. 6 strides, really presses for the middle, supports, and really nicely done there. Now, just a little breather here, and now look at the wavy plank on the top here. Such a difficult jump. Horse is really careful. Moves up on the 4. Oh, has a little rub on that, but he gets away with it. The Longines Global Champions fence, the light plank, jumps the Global Champions League fence. Now heads to the double, vertical in, and an oxer. 5 strides up there. Looks really, really good here. Comes around 2 fences from home. Will this be a clear round? What a start to the competition if it is. 3, 4, 5 strides to the last jump. 75.66. Time allowed is 79 seconds. So didn't waste any time going around. Really set a standard. A big smile there. That's a superb round. I think he set this horse up wonderfully for the evening. Jumped him on the
How's this for an incredible throne that I've now been given to watch the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riyadh with? And what a way to start. Guardiano going clear. First rider in the ring, and already the first rider going clear as we officially have a rider going into the second round already. It is going to be a magical night of show jumping, and we ask you to sign up for a GCTV live pass and come and join us for the 16th and final stage of the 2025 season here in the city of Riyadh.